Hello guys. Hi. Hello guys. I'm Shashi Kumar.
Hello guys.
It's working. Hi, I'm Shashi Kumar, and this is day 29 of improving my communication skills, and as I have done uh, exercise just 2 hours ago, that's why I'm feeling a little bit low. But now, as we are reading book named Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. This book is given by Kumar Priyansu. So thanks to Kumar Priyansu. And we have reached chapter number 5. And the chapter number 5 is The Rich Invent Money. So without wasting single time, as we have to do some other works. So that's why I'm reading only 30 minutes as much as I can read. So let's start. And one thing about today, as our our Viva was scheduled means sports subject, but due to some reason that's Viva postponed it. And but we have to went our uh, department, but as the Viva scheduled to next day, but when we visited our department, then we moved to MG, and there we all are in uniform after long time, means approximately 1.5 year. We are in uniforms. That's make us means happy just to be chill. In first year we wear formals every single day, but now after long time we just get up in our old uniforms. That's make us happy, and just all old memories reborn, or what I can say, just again wapas aaya. And yes, that's the things, the amazing things of whole day, that is. And as this is also day 7 of winter arc challenge, so now I'm going to read uh, lesson 5 of the Rich Dad Poor Dad once again. So first I'm going to share a screen so that you can also see what I am reading. Okay. uh, Lesson 5: the rich invent money. Often in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead, but the bold. Often in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead, but the bold. Last night, I took a break from writing and watched a TV program on the history of a young man named Alexander Graham Bell. Bell had just patented his telephone and was having growing pains because the demands for his new inventions was so strong, needing a big needing needing a bigger company. He then went to the giant at that time, Western Union, and asked them if they would buy his patent and this his teeny company. He wanted means, $100,000 for the whole package. The president of the Western Union scoffed at him and turned him down, saying the price was ridiculous. The rest in his the rest is history. A multi-billion dollar industry emerged. Okay. Uh, the rest is history. A multi-billion dollar industry emerged and AT&T was born. The evening news came on right after the story of Alexander Graham Bell. On the news was a story of another dawn seizing at a local company. The workers were angry and complained that the company ownership was unfair. A terminated manager of about 45 years of age had his wife and two babies at the plant and was begging to the guards to let him talk to the owners to ask if they would reconsider him reconsider his termination. And I'm fumbling more today. Yaar. Let him talk to the owner to ask if they would consider his termination. He had just bought a house and was afraid of losing it. The camera focused is on his pleading for all the world to see. Nevertheless, Needless to say, it held my attention. I have been teaching professionally since 1984. It has been a great experience and a rewarding one. It is also a distributing profession, for I have taught thousands of individuals and I see one of things in common in all of us, myself included. We all have tremendous potential, and we all are blessed with gifts. Yet the one thing that hold all of us back is some degree of self-doubt. It is not so much the lack of technical information that holds us back, but more the lack of self-competition. Some are more affected than others. Once once we leave school, most of us that is not so much once we leave a school, most of us, that is not so much a matter of college degree or good grades, good grades that count. In the real world, outside of academies, something more than just grade is required. I have heard it called many things: guts, cut jab, balls, audacity, brado, cunning, daring, intensity, and brilliance. Bravo, cunning. This factor, whatever it is labeled, ultimately decides one future. This factor, whatever it is labeled, ultimately decides one's future much more than a school grades do. Inside each of us is one of these brave, brilliant, and daring characters. This is also the flip side of that character. People who could get down on their knees and beg if necessary. After a, after a year in Vietnam as a Marine Corps pilot, I got to know both of those characters inside of me intimately. One is not better than other. Yet, as a teacher, I recognized that it was excessive fear and self-doubt that were the greatest detractor of personal genius. It broke my heart to see a student know the answer, yet lack of courage to act on the answer. Often in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead, but the whole. In my personal experience, your financial genius requires both technical knowledge as well as courage. If fear is too strong, the genius is super fast. In my classes, I strongly argue the students to learn to take risks, to be bold, and to let their genius convert that fear into power and brilliance. It was, it works. It works for some and just terrifies other. I have come to realize that for most people, when it comes to the subject of money, they would rather play it safe. I have had to field a question such as why take risk? Why should I bother developing my financial IQ? Why should I become financially literate? And I answered just to have more options. There are huge there are there are huge changes in the coming years. There will be more people just like the young inventor Alexander Graham Bell. There will be 100 people like Bill Gates and hugely successful companies like Microsoft created every year all over the world, and there also will be many more bankruptcies, layoffs, and downsizing. So so why bother developing your financial IQ? No, no one can answer that but you. Yet I can tell you why I myself do it. I do it because it is the most exciting time to be alive. I had rather be welcoming changes than dreading changes. Dreading change. Today I am little bit humbling and I think this one. Okay, just this image is not clear, so please cooperate it. I had rather to be excited about making millions than worrying about not getting a rise. This provided this this period we are in now is most excited time. Exciting time. Yeah. This period we are in now is a most exciting time, unprecedented in our world's history. Generation from now, people will look back at this period of time and remarks at what an exciting era it must have been. It was the death of the old and birth of the new. It was full of turmoil, and it was exciting. So why bother developing your financial IQ? Because if you do, because if you do, you will prosper greatly. And if you don't, this period of time will be threatening one. It will be a time of watching some people move blindly forward while others cling to worn or lap preserves. Land was I have to use pen. Land was built 300 years ago. So the person who owned the land owned the wealth. Later wealth was in factory and production, and America rose to dominance. The industrialist owned the wealth. Today wealth is the information. And the person who had the most timely information on the wealth. The problem is that information flies around the world at the speed of light. The new world cannot be contained by boundaries and borders and land and factories world. The changes will be faster and more dramatic. There will be a dramatic increase in the number of new multimillionaires. There also will be those who are left behind. I find so many people are struggling today, often working harder simply because they cling to old ideas. They want things to be the way they were, and they resist change. I know people who are losing their jobs or their houses, and they blame technology or the economy or their boss. Sadly, they fail to realize that they might be the problem. Old ideas are their biggest liability. It is liability simply because They fail to realize that while that idea or way of doing something was an asset as yesterday is gone. One afternoon I was teaching how to invest using board game I had invented, cash flow, as a teaching tool. A friend had bought a friend had brought some along to attend the class. This friend was recently discovered. Oh, sorry. This friend of a friend was recently divorced, had been badly burned in the divorce settlement, and was now searching for some answer. Her friend thought the class might help. The game was designed to help people learn how money works. In playing the game, they learn about the interaction of the income set a statement with the balance sheet. They learn how cash flows between the two and how the road to wealth is through striving to increase your monthly cash flow from the asset column to the point that is exceed your monthly expenses. Once you accomplish this, you are able to get out of the rat race and out onto the fast track. As I have said, some people hate the game, some people love it, and others miss the point. This woman missed a valuable opportunity to learn something. In the opening round, she drew a Dobad card with the board on it. At first, she was happy. Oh, I have got a board. Then, as her friend tried to explain how the number worked on her income statement and balance sheet, she got frustrated because she had never lacked much. The rest of her table waited while her friend continued explaining the relationship between the income and statement, balance sheet, and monthly cash flow. Suddenly, when she realized how the numbers work, it dawned on her that her board was eating her alive. Okay. Later on in the game, she was also downsized and had a child. It was a horrible game for her. After the class, her friend came back and told me that she was upset. She had come to the class to learn about investing and did not like the idea that it took so long to play a silly game. Her friend attempted to tell her to look within herself to see if the game reflected her in any way. With that suggestion, the woman demanded her money back. She said that they she said that the very idea that a game could be a reflection of her was ridiculous. Her money was promptly refunded and she left. Since 1984, I have made millions simply by doing what the school system does not do. In a school, most teachers lecture. I hated lecture as a student. I was soon bored and my mind would drifted. In 1984, I began teaching via games and simulation, and I still rely on those tools today. I always encourage adult students to look at games as reflecting back to them what they know and what they need to learn. Most importantly, games reflect behavior. They are instant feedback system. Instead of teacher lecturing you, the game is giving you a personalized lecture on that is a custom made just for you. The friend of the woman who left later called to give me an update. She said her friend was fine and had calmed down. In her cooling off period, she could see some slight relationship between the game and her life. Although she and her husband did not own a boat, they did own everything else imaginable. She was angry after their divorce, both because he had run off with a younger woman and because after 20 years of marriage they had accumulated little in the way of assets. There was virtually nothing for them to split. Their 20 years of married life had been incredible fun, but all they had accumulated was a ton of database. Dodads. That's the new word. Dodads. Serialized at doing the numbers. The income statement and balance sheet came from her embarrassment about not understanding them. She had believed that the parents were the man's job. She maintained the house and did the entertaining, and he handled the parents. She was now quite certain that is the last 5 years of their marriage had money from her. She was angry at herself for not being more aware of where the money was going, as well as for not knowing about the woman. Just like a board game, the most is always us with instant feedback. We could learn a lot if we tuned in more. One day not long ago, I complained to my wife that the cleaner must be shrunk my pant. My wife gently smiled and poked me in the stomach to inform me that the pants had not shrunk. Something else had expanded me. The cash flow game was designed to every player's personal feedback. Its purpose is to give you option. If you draw the board card and it puts into debt, the question is now what you can do. How many different financial options can you come up with? That is the purpose of game to teach players to think and create new and various financial options. Thousands of people throughout the world have played this game. The player who get off the rat race the quickest are the people who understand number and mm, 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 mm. The players who get out of the rat race the quickest are the people who understand numbers and have a creative financial minds. They recognize the options. Rich people are often creative and take calculations. People who take the longest are people who are not familiar with numbers and often don't understand the power of investing. Some people playing cash flow accumulated lots of money in the game, but they don't know what to do with it. Even though they have money, everyone else seems to be getting ahead of them. And that is the rule. That is true in real life. There are a lot of people who have a lot of money and do not get ahead financially. Limiting your option is the same as hanging on to the old idea. I have a friend from high school who now works at three jobs. Years ago, he was the richest of all my classmates. When the local plantation closed, the company he worked for went down with the plantation. In his mind, he had but one option, and that was the old option: work hard. The problem was that he couldn't find an equivalent job that recognized his seniority from the old company. As a result, he is overqualified for job he currently has. So his salary is low. His salary is lower. He now works three jobs to earn enough survive. I have watched people playing cash flow complaints that the right opportunity cards are not coming their way. So they sit there. I know people who do that in real life. They wait for the right opportunity. I have watched people get the rich opportunity card and then not have enough money. Then they complain that they would have gotten out of the rat race if they had had more money. So they sit there. If no people in real life who do that so also. They see all the great deals but they have no money. And I have seen people pull a great opportunity card, read it loud, and have no idea that it is a great opportunity. They have they have the money, the time is right. They have the card, but they cannot see the opportunity staring them in the face. They fail to see how it fits into their financial plan. for escaping the rat race. And I know more people like that than all the others combined. And I know more people like that than all others combined. Most people have an opportunity of lifetime flash right in front of them, and they fail to see it. A year later, they find out about it after everyone else got rich. Financial intelligence is simply having more options. If the opportunities are not coming your way, what else you can do to improve your financial position? If an opportunity land in your lap and you have no money and the bank wouldn't talk to you, what else can you do to get the opportunity to work in your favor? If your hunch is wrong and what you have been counting on doesn't happen, how can you turn a lemon into millions? That is the financial intelligence. It is not so much what happened, but how many different financial solutions you can think of to turn a lemon into millions. It is how creative you are in solving financial problems. Most people only know one solution: work hard, save, and borrow. So, why would you want to increase your financial intelligence? Because you want to be the kind of a person who creates your own luck. Oh, 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 oh. Mm, mm, mm. Sorry, guys, it's taking time to change. Because you want to be the kind of person who creates your own luck. You take whatever happened and make it better. Few people realize that luck is created just as money is. And if you want to be a luckier and create money instead of working hard, then your financial intelligence is important. If you are the kind of person who is waiting for the right things to happen, you might wait for the long term. It's like waiting for all the traffic light to be green for 5 miles before you will start your trip. अरे, as a young boy, Mac and I were constantly told by my rich dad that money is not real. Rich dad occasionally reminds us how close we come to the secret of money. On the first day, we got together and began making money out of the plaster of Paris. The poor and middle class work for money. He would say, the rich make money. The more real you think money is, the harder you will work for it. The more real you think money is, the harder you will work for it. If you can grasp the idea that money is not real, you will be you will grow richer faster. What is what is it? Was a question Mike and I often came back with. What is money if it is not real? What we agree it is was all rich dad short would say. The single most powerful asset we all have is in our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth seemingly instantaneously. Instantaneous seemingly instantaneously. An untrained mind can also create extreme poverty that can crush a family for generations. In the information age, money is increasing exponentially. A few individuals are getting ridiculous rich from nothing, just ideas and agreement. If you ask many people who trade a stock or the other investment for a living, they say it done all the time. Often millions can be made instantaneously, instantaneously for nothing. And by nothing, I mean money was exchanged. It is done via agreement. A hand signal in trading pit a blip on a trader's screen is Lisbon. From a trader's screen to Toronto and back to Lisbon. A call to my broker to buy and moment later to sell. Money did not change, agreement did. I am coming more, so I am going to stop here. So as I have done 200. So that's a great session as we are seeing rich make money. But the things the rich make money. So now that's fine. Uh, should I do um, just simple fact question as I am a little bit tired and I have to do some other works. So today that's 30 minutes is enough. And as I have posted one story uh, with my friends, as I told, we have taken a picture at main gate, and I posted on social media, and they on mention back when I mention our friends, they mention back they write down uh, same place means they written something I haven't seen, but yeah, they written like a same place in same uniform but with full confidence like that. As we in first year, if we went to MG main gate, there we have to aware where is the senior. If they ask you which year, why are you here, like that, then we have fear of that. But now we are senior, so we can't not we have no fear of anything. So that's the thing. And uh, the great things as I'm going to make it and okay, let's just check it. What the things? As I'm check, I'm as we have done one session with ChatGPT, so I'm searching that, but I don't know why it's not working. Okay, leave it as that is not working today. So from next day, definitely we will do that session. So this is all about today, and thanks to coming in. Thanks to see me, and um, we will meet tomorrow at the same time. And thank you to follow Interact Challenge. Bye bye. Good night.